Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria. If you are new, we are doing 31 days of Halloween and I wanted to do a Cruella look, and specifically the cartoon original classic version of Cruella. She is definitely a very iconic villain and I am super excited. Alright, so let's get started. So first thing we gotta do is block out the eyebrows. I'm gonna be using Spirit Gum as always. I'm just pressing them down at the end of my spoolie. I'm gonna take a bit of the Maron Ultra White setting powder and set them. Okay, so now we're gonna prime our face. We're gonna use the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury and the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer. And I'm just taking that primer in my T-zone and a little bit under my eyes. Okay, and she is very pale, so I'm going to be using my foundation and the white cream blend stick from Maron. So I'm going to start with my foundation. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint in the shade 310. Blend that out with a foundation brush. I'm going to set my eyebrows in between putting the foundation on and the white cream blend stick. So again, using that same Maron setting powder. And I'm going to take the cream blend stick in the center of my face. And apply it pretty heavily on my eyebrows. Okay, now I'm taking a slightly damp sponge. I'm going to start blending that out. Kind of create like a very sheer white cast. Adding a little bit more. So again, she's very pale. Making sure to get into my hairline. Okay, just to get a little bit more coverage on my brow, I'm going to take this white Maron Paradise AQ makeup. And I'm just going to take some on my brow. It's just a little bit more full coverage than the cream stick, and I don't really want to keep building up the cream stick, otherwise it might get a little cakey. Most of my actual eyebrows are going to be underneath the drawn on eyebrow, and so I'm going to cover with a lot of eyeshadow and everything. So this is going to kind of make it a little bit uneven compared to the rest of my face as far as the shade of white goes, but I'm not too worried about it. I am just lightly trying to blend it into the rest of my face. Just taking a little bit of that cream stick on my sponge and just lightly tapping around it. Okay, now I'm going to set my face again with that Maron setting powder, setting my eyebrows first. And then using a fluffy brush to set the rest of my face. Okay, so now I'm going to map out my eyebrows, and I would normally use my Anastasia Brow Wiz, but I just finished that. So I'm going to use a brown eyeshadow and an angled brush. We're going to do the classic evil kind of curved on the inner part and a very arched eyebrow. We're going to start them right about here. And I'm pretty much right in the middle, just right past my actual eyebrow. Okay, so now I'm going to go over them with a liquid liner. So using my NYX Epic Ink liner. I'm just going to clean them up slightly with the white paint concealer brush. Kind of get rid of any of that brown eyeshadow. I think I want to do the contour first before I move on to the eyes. So I'm going to start off with a normal bronzer, and then I'll probably deepen it up, make it really sharp with some black, I think. So I'm going to use a brush like this. So I really want a very sharp and square cheekbone. And then just cut sharp here. make our chin pretty square too, which is different. It's crazy. And here, I start to fade that in. I'm going to take some of this black eyeshadow in the Blends palette from Fem Bunny Cosmetics. It's the shade Nevermore. I'm doing it on a very smooth, clean brush for now. I want it pretty sharp. Starting to add a little bit more and fading it down. Exactly, bringing it down a small amount on the rest of those contour areas. Now I'm just going to lightly start to blend that edge so it's not super sharp, but still pretty sharp. A little bit. You go ahead and so going up the blender, take some setting powder, just carve that out right here. Okay, for the nose, we're going to start again with the bronzer. Okay, and she has a very like triangularly lifted nose. So we're going to try to kind of create that illusion. Smaller brush. And try to do like that triangle shape. I'm going to also sharpen up my nostrils. Okay, now taking that black eyeshadow to be a little bit more detailed. So can I get in the bottom of my nostril too? I actually decided to like the bottom of my nostril shaded in, going along the rest of that line, and just fading it in, or fading it out. A bit of setting powder. Black eyeshadow to my chin. Okay, so I'm going to take some white eyeshadow, and the white eyeshadow in that Blends palette is called Cream and Sugar. Apply that right on top of those cheekbones. Make them really pop, and I think we can add a highlight. I think that's what I'm going to do. So this has been a go-to this season, the Forever Lit in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero palette. Take some on the nose also. Just right on that little tip and then right down the center. So now we're gonna move on to the eyeshadow. And of course we're gonna go with the green, like a very green arched eyeshadow. I think I forgot to mention that I also added a little bit of contour right underneath my bottom lip. Okay, so first I'm taking the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish eyeshadow primer. Just kind of warming that up on my hand. Put that all over my lid, even onto my eyebrows, taking pretty high up. Okay, so now I'm going to take this green in the Blends palette. It's the shade Remedy. And on that brush that I'm using to get the details of the contour, I'm going to create the shape that I want to the corner of my eye, but right next to the bridge of my nose. And I think I want to kind of outline this with some liner. So I'm just going to go pretty much right at the green. I'm just going to thicken up my eyebrows really quick. So now I'm going to take some of that darkest green shadow in here. It's the shade Luxe. I'm going to go just follow that shape right along that arch. And I'm just bringing it down slightly. And I'm going to go back in with Remedy. I'm going to kind of start to create like a gradient. I want this green to look like more like sickly, so I'm gonna add a little bit of this yellow here. It's the shade Wildflower. I'm just taking that right on top of that Remedy. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of Nevermore, which is some black eyeshadow, just right at the arch. I'm gonna take this green from the Ice Cream Dream palette from Glam White. It's the shade Pistachio. Bring it down. I want a green shimmer for the center. So I'm going to take this green here from the Liz McGuire palette from ColourPop. She's one of my favorite. it's a bit yellow, so I'm gonna take some more Remedy, lightly go over this section here, and then just lightly onto the shimmer itself. Now I'm gonna bring a little bit more of that shimmer back right in the center. Okay, now we're gonna do the lower lash line and the winged liner. So we're gonna take Lux, that darkest green, right on the outer corner, and bring it in with a bit of Remedy. And then just connecting that to that shadow that I had brought down. Now taking a little bit of that green shimmer, which I forgot to mention the name is Dear Diary. This half, the inner half of my lower lash line. And I'm gonna add a little bit of this NYX Epic Wear liner stick on the outer half of my lower lash line. Now I'll do a winged liner. I'll bring the ends a little bit as well. So now I'm gonna add lashes, and I'm gonna use those really big, really long ones that I've been loving using. I think I brought the Siren and Sally, the Butterfly School. I've been getting so much use out of them this season. I keep getting questions about where they're from. They're from a brand called Eldora. They have those, they have extra large ones, they have those in white, which I just ordered, so hopefully I get those here soon. I think these just completely make a look. Yeah, I love these lashes. Not only are they like super cool and like elevate all different types of looks, they're also so comfortable on. So now we're gonna do the lips. So I'm gonna first line my lips with the liquid liner, and I will go in with red. She's like a very square bottom lip. Very prominent Cupid's bow. I'm gonna curve that upper lip. And of course, my go-to for all the red lips I've been using or been doing is the Janessa Myricks Color Fix Waterproof Matte Liquid Pigment. This is for your eyes, lips, or cheeks. And this is the primary red. I'm gonna go back in with more black. Using my black liquid lipstick from Melt Cosmetics. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that on the same brush. Wiping off my brush, go back in with more red. Okay, so we're pretty much done. I did just kind of re-emphasize the black on my nose. Next I am gonna kind of just like color my like neck and chest so it's kind of like the same tone. Usually for my body, if it's like a white-ish base, I will just go ahead and use this Sunset Makeup Foundation on my neck and chest. It can go on pretty sheer, which is good because it kind of lets some skin tone come through. I do want to make my neck look a little slimmer, so I'm going to take a bit of this black Maron face paint. I don't want to make it look too thin, just a little bit. About right here, I think. I'm going to get the side of my jaw a little bit more. You know, we had like that shading, but I kind of want to just really emphasize this, and my chin as well. I'm going to take a little bit of gray eyeshadow. I'm just going to contour neck, collarbone. I'm starting to kind of put some setting powder because I didn't really set my neck after I put that foundation on. Okay, so I'm gonna go put the wig on, and I have like I have like a Dalmatian coat that I bought from the Spirit Halloween, and I also have some contacts that I want to try, some green contacts, and I will be right back. Okay, and this is the finished look. I got the Dalmatian like fur coat vest thing, got some red gloves. The wig is actually it came styled like the curly hair that the new Cruella has, and I just blow dried it until it was like semi-straight to kind of mimic the old cartoon version. And the contacts, I went with like a green, they're called Green Hulk. I got them from coloredcontacts.com. Yeah, I think they add that really crazy factor that she has. I know I think at one point where she's like driving the car all crazy with the crazy eyes. I think that's like my favorite scene. It would have been really cool to get those like swirly contacts. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. This is actually my second time filming this one. I feel like I say that a lot because I do redo looks a few times just because I'm picky. The first time I actually did half the new version and then half the old version, and I think I like just this alone by itself better. I still want to do the new version. I don't know if I will do it for the 31 days, but it's on my to-do list eventually. But yeah, the iconic Cruella de Vil. And then of course I didn't get the like long cigarette holder thing, so I just have my makeup brush, but I think it works, especially since it is a makeup video. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time.